Hey guys, it's Danny, and welcome back to another episode of the Swim Good podcast. So, today you guys are seeing me in a different location. Actually, I normally have filmed here. I've done my insecure review videos here, but I wasn't using my face at the time, so here I am. So anyway, this video, you can probably see from the title, we're gonna be exploring this femininity movement that's happening on YouTube, and some other people refer to it as a self-care movement. And I just have found it really interesting. I am not drawing a line thus far. I really haven't made up my mind whether this Black femininity movement is positive or negative, but I wanted to bring you guys on a journey. This is basically a get ready with me. I have come to you barefaced, okay? There is nothing on my face besides a little eye cream and a little hyaluronic acid. Well, it's not just hyaluronic acid, it's like a face oil with that in it. But anyway, so I really want to come to you and kind of do a get ready with me video. And you're gonna see me go from, plain face to a more made up face while we talk about femininity. So I do have a few kind of questions and thoughts about the movement that I've been seeing, and yeah, we'll talk about it. Leave a comment, tell me how you guys are feeling. So recently I've been inundated with lots of videos about how to be more feminine, how to appear more soft, how Black women particularly, I think there definitely are there is femininity content for all kind of women, but as a Black woman, I tend to get in the YouTube algorithm videos of people who look like me, but I have also definitely seen videos of people of non-Black women who also buy into the femininity movement, and a lot of their videos focus on, like, some of them are blatantly about, how to appear more feminine. Others, they use other kind of buzzwords like how to look classy, how to, how to enhance your personal feminine style, and things like that. But I think the message is pretty much the same. But for Black women, I have found that there's a few nuances to the messaging. One that I'm not even doing anything right now, so I'm like really out here. By the way, guys, you've seen me twice with my glasses. It's because I can't see. So there's that. You might see me grabbing my phone because I have my notes and I can't see them from here. So so yeah, I think I've been like, am I targeted to this feminine content because I watch beauty videos? I also watch a lot of social commentary videos, and I have seen a few creators that I really enjoy, like Julesy and Kimberly Nicole, and they've kind of gotten into some clashes with some of the leading femininity or Black femininity channels on this platform, and I find it really it's interesting how seriously some people take this. And I guess my first question is, do you guys think that we are feminine simply because we're born women? And I guess I mean, if you're born and also identify as a woman, right? So if you're born a woman, or if you were not born with female body parts, but you also still identify as a woman, does womanhood automatically equal femininity, right? Or the feminine? Or are these concepts just like, they sort of go together, but not all the time? And I just think it's interesting because for me, growing up, I'll tell you guys, I would consider myself kind of like what do you call it? It's like a word, like not a late bird, but what do you call it, like when you are, now of course, now that I need to know the wording, I can't remember the wording, but basically, oh, a late bloomer. That's what it is. So I would consider myself a late bloomer in terms of just kind of finding my inner feminine. I'm gonna use my mirror here, so I'm gonna try not to cover the camera while using my mirror. I have not got my eyebrows done in like 6 months, y'all. Like, I have very sparse eyebrow hairs, so I don't get my eyebrows done regularly, or regularly for me is like twice a year. Like, I have to get them done sparingly in order to actually have eyebrows to do. Also, forgive my like, you see this, like right here, like I don't have any hairs. Like, why do my eyebrows stop here? Like, that's not okay. So I actually have to draw in my eyebrows. Right now, normally I use the Benefit, I can't remember what it's called, My Brow Benefit. It has like a pencil on one side and a spoolie on the other side. I think it's called precisely My Brow. But what I will say about that tool is that I feel like it runs out, but I do like it because I like any brow products that have like a wax pencil that has like a small pencil, just because like I don't have thick brows, so I don't need to look like, I mean, I would love to look like I had thick brows, but I find that it's just more precise. But when I run out of that, I find it expensive. It's like $24 for a pencil, and I promise that pencil lasts me maybe like 3 months, maybe 2 to 3 months. So, and I don't even do my brows every day, so I can't tell. What are we looking like? I'll fix it up. I also put wax on my brows for a more precise look. That's what you saw me using first. But so yeah, anyway, back to this whole conversation about femininity. Do I do my eyebrows first? Most of the time. I think some people go between doing their eyebrows last or doing it first. I do tend to do my eyebrows. Actually, I think I normally do them last, but I don't know. I just feel really bare, so, it is what it is. I like to hydrate my lips, let them kind of get juicy before I put on lip products. So, this is the YSL, I don't really know the name of it. It's like it's a lipstick, but it's like a gloss. It's called Volupte Tint and Balm. All right, I don't speak French, so it's like Volupte Tint and Balm. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, and it's in this like orangey color. It's very hydrating, and I have pigmented lips, so sometimes I use it on its own, but most of the time I just use it as like a balm. So yeah. So now I'm gonna conceal whilst we chat. And I'm gonna, oh, this is the wrong color. Okay. I'm going to use, oh wait, is this the right color? Yeah. So anyway, sorry guys, sometimes I think I have adult ADHD, don't mind me. I'm self-diagnosed though, so. But yeah, so this is Marc Jacobs concealer. I don't know the name of it, but that's that. Yeah, so my femininity story. So I grew up in New York City, and like I said, I would say that I was a late bloomer. And I guess the reason why I was a late bloomer is because like I didn't, like, my mom is a very, just like, I mean, I would say that my mom is feminine, but she didn't wear, she wasn't like a makeup wear, right? Like she didn't wear dresses like every day to work, but she did wear them often. But I wouldn't say that my mom, you know, like, I don't know. It's, I guess it's sort of like, what is feminine, right? Like, I think my mom is feminine, but she's also a very tough cookie. And so I think how I kind of perceived her is like this boss ass chick, you know? And so, yeah, would I say that she wasn't overtly feminine? I would say that, like, I didn't learn, I guess this makes more sense, what I'm about to say. I did not learn, you know, like, to get my eyebrows done, to how to, you know, get my nails done, how to groom myself. I didn't learn how to get my makeup done. You know, I had a friend of mine, like, I don't even think I got my nails professionally done for prom. Or maybe I did. That might have been like the first time. No, actually, I think I just did them myself. And I think I was a nail biter too, so, you know, it was just like stuff like that. Like, I did not learn that kind of stuff. So I didn't know, I would experiment. I think like in middle school, I would go to a drugstore, my little allowance, and, you know, buy a lipstick and then put it on and it looked crazy. And so I was like, I hate this color. And so I would kind of just like move on, like, I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't right. I'll try again another time. And so I just think that, you know, when I got to college, I felt like I went to an all girl, like a women's college. I'm using this, is it Tarte? Yeah, it's like a foundation for the summer. So it's just like a tinted moisturizer foundation. My lighting is probably changing because it's getting dark outside. So you can probably see, oh, look at the sunset. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm just gonna use like, I don't know, a drop, a pump, what would you call that? Whatever. Of that. And this is the shade, just in case you're in my shade. I think this is the darkest shade, and it's called 565 Rich Sand. So I don't know if you can see that, but, and this is is it a sample? I don't know if it's a sample. I think it's a travel size, so I wouldn't call it a sample. I'm gonna push up there. My mouth is like my darkest area, so I tend to focus a lot of product around my mouth, just because I'm trying to like correct that saturation. But yeah, so anyway, so I would see, like, my mom would attend a lot of, you know, social events and things like that a few times a year, and that's pretty much when I saw her pull out her Mary Kay makeup. So it was only for social events. It wasn't like she wore makeup every day, you know, to work, you know, and things like that. She was not like a makeup person. My mom was very much a Vaseline and go. Oh no, do you ever get through your makeup and then you remember you forgot to put on primer? This is a Marc Jacobs primer, also travel size. Listen, I'm about saving that coin, especially in the age of COVID and quarantine, and listen, not knowing, okay, when the money's gonna run out. So save your coins, especially if you don't know if you're gonna like a product. And when Sephora is not open, I'm not gonna buy like a full thing, or any whatever store, Ulta, JCPenney, wherever you go, or, you know, whatever, to get stuff. So okay, how am I looking? I have to use my big mirror, sorry, because I can't see. Ooh, okay, skin is looking pretty good. So now I'm just gonna use, also this is the Marc Jacobs concealer stick. I got these on sale. I don't know what's going on with Marc Jacobs. I don't know if they're going out of business or just doing like a complete overhaul. Ooh. Yeah, I try not to go. I'm just not like, I'm not that girl. I don't even know. Yeah, well, I'll do right there. That's about it. I don't like my concealer to look too, you know, not concealed. I mean, conceal. I need the girls, you know, the hyperpigmentation and all that to be concealed, but I don't want my face looking like, you know, 5 different shades. So I tend to highlight, not aggressively, so sparingly. But at the same time, you do need, I wear glasses all the time, and I feel like when you do that, when you wear glasses all the time, you do need to, you know, just make sure that your makeup is kind of, it needs to be on enough for you to see. Also, I feel like it makes your glasses look better if you, you know, wear a little bit of makeup. So that's that. Yeah. So sometimes this is it, but not all the time. So anyway, I get to college, a women's college, and the girls, the ladies are beautiful, okay? They are gorgeous. They are so feminine, and we're all like 17, 18. And they know how to dress. They know how to do their hair. Like some of them have like what I would call like a fashion cut. I don't know. That's probably not the right word for it, but like, you know, like when your hair is cut into a style, like short hairstyles, and not just like, oh, I just have long hair, just have long hair. Layers, okay? Like it was like the whole shebang. And I was just like, wow, like how can I be down? And so I felt crazy, like I was coming in with my baby brows, the brows that like I was born with, okay? Like I walked into school and because it was a women's college, I don't know, I can't tell you what other women's colleges do, but like mine, like there was legit a woman who did eyebrows on Fridays. I think she would like come to the campus and listen, she hooked everybody up. So right now I'm using this Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect that kind of pigmentation, but I'm loving it. I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm not hating it. I get to a point where I'm blending and I'm like, hold up. Because some people always do that sort of like cat eye thing, but I don't actually think that works with my eye shape. Like I have a very almond eye, but some people have very deep set eyes and I feel like they can do the most. But my eyes are not deep set. Like I got, if you can see, right, like you see I got extra, I have fatty eyelids, so I feel like I can't do the most like some other people. So you could do the one, you know, the one eyeshadow look and just kind of keep it there. And low-key, I think I might, I don't know. Well, maybe what I'll try to do is I will try to pat on the same shade. This is, it's a Huda Beauty palette. It's like a small one and it's called Nude Rich. So that's all I can tell you. I'm using this brown, I guess it's a brown. Is it a red brown? Like it's giving me pink on my actual lid, but yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. Am I already 20 minutes in? Oh no. Okay, so let's speed up. So this is becoming a makeup tutorial and I'm not that girl, so I'm gonna hurry up. So anyway, I get to college and I don't know anything about anything, so I do what every other girl who gets to college and realizes they know nothing about femininity, and I went to the MAC counter, okay, and I came out with clear lip gloss and a brown lip pencil. You know the one. Say it with me, chestnut. Like everybody, okay? And I was just like, you know, this is like what I need. I really want to do eyeliner, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not great at eyeliner. So I think I'm gonna skip it for right now. But anyway, so yeah, that was like my whole thing. And I did the whole, like, I didn't have, well, I think by senior year I had added a foundation powder to my repertoire, and that was it. Okay, the girl was in, maybe I had mascara. I definitely didn't know how to do eyeshadow, so I never wore eyeshadow, which I don't really think you need to, but you know, I was the girl who wore pajamas to her 8 a.m. class. I think I had the Studio Fix powder, excuse me. And ladies and gentlemen, like, that was it. You know, like, I didn't wear any lipstick at all. It was all, I know this looks crazy. Don't worry. This is MAC. I don't know what shade this is. It's called Madly Magenta, and it's a blush, but I think it's one of those blushes that you can use. Ooh, I didn't even it out. So anyway, that you can use for many things. You can use it as lipstick as well. So anyway, I'm just gonna, you see? This blends right out. I put it a little bit low on this side. So I do a little bit with my cheek, and then the rest with my finger, and then the rest I do with the brush. So I don't know, y'all tell me if it looks crazy. I think it looks okay. I'm not a big highlighter person, but I put it on occasionally. I'm not a chunky glitter highlighter, so if I do have this Fenty Beauty highlighter, I think I might have like 2 highlighters. I don't know if y'all are gonna ask me what shade, but this is Mean Money and Hustler Baby. And I don't really use the Mean Money shade. It's a little light skin for me. So I use this one right here. It's the more sparkly one, even though I just finished saying I don't really like too much sparkle, but it's not glittery. Okay. So anyway, I feel like this whole, oh, okay. So anyway, then I'm living my life, and somewhere around 25, I moved back home, because after college, I moved to Los Angeles. And when I tell you, the girls, like teenagers, were out here looking like 25-year-olds, and that's like the girls who had the look. Like 15-year-old girls had the look, okay? Like fully done, just like knew how to do everything on their own. And I was like, okay. And I really had to learn, like, and I wasn't even trying to be an actress, okay? I was not like looking to be in the biz. I was a regular person in graduate school for some regular stuff. And yeah, I just was like, this is MAC. It seems like I'm a MAC girl. I am, though. I'm a traditionalist, so I will always support MAC. Also, I just, like, I'm not gonna throw away the MAC stuff, because all these new brands, like, put out stuff like every day, every week, new releases. I don't need that. Anyway, this is a color. I don't think you can see it at all. Can you see it? No. It's called Topped with Brandy, and it's a pinky brown. I don't know what you would call this kind of a shade. Some people might call it mauve, but I actually hate mauve. Like, I don't like how mauve looks on me, but for some reason I like that. So I'm gonna say this is the look. I was gonna like, oh, what was that? Sorry, I'm back. I was gonna do a whole reveal with like a cute little something, like a top. Girls, I don't know if it's gonna happen right now, because I'm already 24 minutes into this video and I barely talked. I cannot do 2 things at one time. So let's finish the conversation. So around 25, I moved back home. Home is New York, and I'm like, with all these new things that I've learned in LA, I just wanted to spruce myself up. I just felt like, you know, I'm back on the scene. Like, I need I just want to feel like my best self. And so I went through this whole process where I stopped biting my nails. I know I was grown, but I stopped biting my nails, and I grew them out. Like, I put some acrylics on, kept them on probably for like a month until they grew out. And then once I had nails, 'cause that was like the most nails I've ever had, then I just got to painting them constantly, you know. And I enjoyed it. And I was wearing, I mean, I think I was always wearing, like, I wasn't a bum, but I just didn't have any personal style. And so, like, I just kind of I found my personal style, which was like kind of funky back then. If I had pictures, I mean, I do have pictures, but if I knew, I'll learn how to insert them, and I'll kind of insert them along the way. But I mean, I'm not gonna do it in this video because, yeah. But eventually, you know, at some point, you guys will see something. But anyway, and like, my friends were like, who are you? You know, like, I learned how to do my hair. I mean, I guess I always would do my hair. I would do my hair and put on lip gloss. That was about it. You know, but I tried different things with my hair, and I got into makeup. I learned how to beat my face. And when I tell you, like, this beat is one thing, but I was like beating my face like on a daily basis, trying new things, colors, all of, you know, all of that. This is my typical look now. I'm not loud with my makeup, although this could be loud for some people, but that's not me. And I really found that, you know, just like, I feel my best like this. I'm a tall woman, so I grew up as an above average height woman, and I've had, you know, people refer to me as a man, just because they see my height, or because they feel my presence. Like, I've had cashiers who won't even look up, and they'll just say, yes sir, and I'm like, really? Like, look up. Like, do I look like a man? And so it is really interesting, this whole idea of femininity, you know. And some people talk about how, you know, they might be from an area that is not like a safe area, you know, or they might be from the hood, and they might have to feel like, you know, they kind of have to have a tougher armor on to protect themselves. And, you know, growing up in New York, I certainly identify with that. I just felt like walking the streets, and I grew up in a more suburban than urban area, or I don't even like saying suburban, because I feel like does New York have suburbs like in the city limits? Not really. So I guess it would just say like more residential than more like urban, you know, city center. And so it wasn't like something like every day, but when I was in those areas in New York, you know, like, you just you're traveling, you're all over the city any point in time, and you feel like, like, I'm walking by a bunch of dudes, like, they're gonna say something, you don't want to be bothered, you know, you put on your steely face. Or, you know, I think even as a young woman anywhere, once you start getting your little body and it's like a boom boom power, even before, the predators are on it. Okay, it's very uncomfortable, especially if you like have like hips or a butt or big boobs. And I feel like all girls, you know, anywhere in the world can kind of relate to maybe feeling like they have to hide. Some girls like sort of freely step into that. And I think that's like a cultural thing. I found that there were certain cultures of young women, who fully stepped into their femininity and early. But I feel like, particularly for Black women, I don't know, maybe you guys agree with me, there's this whole thing of like, you know, don't be grown too fast. And I think it's twofold. There's like I feel like we are over sexualized, right, in a way, or aged up. So like, for me, I'd be like 8, and people would be like, oh, how old are you? You're so tall. Like, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, I'm 8. Or like, I'm 13, and talking to me like I'm 18 or 20, you know? And so that part is just kind of strange, you know, that you have to deal with that. But I think finding your femininity and stepping into it is different for everybody. Everybody doesn't have to have You don't have to do straight hair, right, to be feminine. I also felt just as feminine with my natural hair. I feel like, matter of fact, when I stepped into my femininity originally when I was around 25, it was like with my natural hair, because I was learning how to do styles with it, and twist outs and braid outs and, wash and goes and things like that. So it was really like, how can I just create this crown of glory around me? And it just sort of like is like whatever, it doesn't matter. There's not one look, but should our internal femininity, or the femininity that we choose to exude, does that mean that our characteristics, that we have to be softer, that we can't speak loudly or firmly? And I find that as a woman with, people have told me I have a soft voice, so I don't know, you guys can let me know. Kind of sitting in my own skin and with this voice, I always felt like it didn't match like my body, right? Like that I don't have a big booming voice for such a large frame. I'm 5'11", so if that, kind of helps you out with that. And I've had men say like, oh, Danny's about to talk, let's move closer, because we're not going to be able to hear her, or like weird stuff like that. And it's just like, like, I'm not a mouse. I say what I need to say, just listen. And so it's really interesting. Like, I found that when I got married, I had male coworkers saying to me like, oh, if you need, I need you to stay late. Is your husband okay with that? Like, do you need to call your husband? And matter of fact, I think I wasn't even married yet. I was like engaged. And I was like, what? So like weird things happen. So in one realm, I think we should absolutely all figure out and define what femininity means to you. And you exude that. And for some people, it's a little bit more funky. For some people, it's a little bit more, pretty and primped and, high maintenance. And for other people, it's somewhere in between. For some people, it's whatever you feel you're best at as a woman. I feel like that is your femininity, and you can step wholly into that because it makes you feel good and confident and beautiful, and I think whatever that is, do that. There's no one way, right, to be treated as a human, to expect respect. But whatever way that you walk through the world, as a woman, like, own it. And you are deserving of you are deserving of all the respect of people listening to your voice, and for giving you the same opportunity as anyone else, right? And anything other than that, we should definitely abandon, right? Step into your femininity, own your femininity, and at the end of the day, don't tell other women how to be feminine. It's all about what you think. And I tell you, sitting here with straight hair and makeup on, but if your thing is not that, it doesn't matter. I don't really think it matters, but it's an interesting conversation to have. And I feel like for those of us who are stepping into a certain degree of femininity, for men are gonna like you whatever you look like. If he's for you, you are for him. If you like him, okay? You should be more concerned with if he's the right kind of guy for you than if you meet the standards of beauty that he deems relevant. Because here's the thing, men don't know until they know, right? And so I think that putting any more into their kind of here and there wayward thoughts about femininity and womanhood makes no sense. It's like a hamster on a wheel. They just go after whatever looks pretty in the moment. So step into your femininity, own your femininity, and be your best self. I think at the end of the day, that is all that matters. Ladies, thanks for chatting with me for another episode of the Swim Good podcast. I'm Danny, and I'm out.